is it is a crop of people that these ladies exist in their circle that are giving and funding this lifestyle. Let me say men and women, because these days is what is good for the geese is good for the gander. Now there are toy boys on the streets that they are using they stay with women to earn money. They service them sexually and they earn other favors. So why not legitimize it and let's kuku know that it's a kind of work? Because if you keep saying, no, it's going to affect our youth negatively, but are you seeing the rate of crime increase? You know, there are so many things that we grew up on, and it's like, okay, they say work hard. Nobody says work hard now. They say it's smart work. You sit down on a computer, and people have sold to you that, okay, if you can swindle this person abroad and make some money, and many of them don't think of the implication of what they're doing. Ogolo, the average Yahoo that everybody talks about. One day I talked to a young person. I said, okay, this Yahoo thing, what is the big deal? He says that, Americans and foreigners have come and looted us, took us as slaves. I said, are you a slave now? I said, how many of your ancestors did you even meet? Because none of us can allude to the fact that we knew slavery. Even us, and I'm in my 40s heading to my 50s. That means you didn't see slavery. That means these people you are swindling, it was their forebears that did it. It wasn't them. Some of them don't even agree to the history they met.
Exactly.
But there are many of them. What could you be taught? Our place of birth is not chosen. We just find ourselves where we find ourselves.
True. Pow! Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another edition of Say My Piece. My name is Michael Uba, aka OGBOLOR. Ogbolo. And of course, on Say My Piece, we bring you beautiful conversations that can impact society. And of course, not just nope. Our aim is to also just make sure that we're bringing value into several conversations that need to be heard. And of course, I'm not here alone. I'm here with the very beautiful, the very intellectual, the very demure, the very brilliant Lolo, one of every Lolo of the universe, Lolo of the metaverse, Lolo of everywhere, spiritually, physically, mentally, financially. My sponsor.
Stop it.
Sponsor me.
Wow, it's such an honor to be here on Say My Piece and to be seated next to my value. I always tell people that the value of friendship in this generation is getting lost. I see people that do not even value friendship. They throw their friends under the buses. They use them. They don't even want their advancement. And I'm like, wow, to have a real one in your corner in this time and age is next to treasure, trust me.
Hold it like gold.
That's why I hold you.
Yeah.
Like God.
Hold me.
All right. What are we talking about today, bro?
Okay. Something very, very, a conversation that needs to be had. A conversation that needs to be had, as we will always do. When we look at society today, we are, especially on the social media platform, which I believe that to a large extent we have been blessed with. But then something that you've been blessed with can easily be converted into a problem if not properly handled.
Can I breathe?
I believe, please breathe. Where we are today, it's for us who are older and having to see different generations, not necessarily different generations come, but of course, some of us are millennials. We see the Gen Z guys are in operation now and all of that. It's beautiful to also witness. I mean, right now we are like the way our parents used to be with us.
Look at us, yeah.
Yeah, so we are like that towards the Gen Z folks or individuals at the moment. Right now, so many things are happening on the social space. And it just brings several questions again to mind. One of them, I mean, in recent times, we've had to see several young people who are on social media displaying wealth, displaying so much wealth.
Stupendous.
That many of us really cannot point to the source of the monies being made by these young individuals. And it's for us who have worked very hard. so many things are questionable. And part of our conversation today, we want to really sit on that a little bit. We seem to glorify ill-gotten wealth. We seem to glorify, guys who are doing illegal stuff to make money, ladies who are probably selling their bodies to make money. But then we don't want to talk about the source. Most of us just want to glorify, the monies that we see them literally display on the social space. I mean, recently we had the issue of someone like Natasha, Sophia, and Burna Boy. I had to deal with the whole Lambo issue and all of that, which again for me just brought so many questions to mind, because again I look at this whole thing and how it is affecting people. Yeah. We don't know that one way or the other we are already creating a future. So many things we are doing right now are the foundations for the next set of people who are coming. And if we're not careful at this point, we are treading towards very, very dangerous grounds. All right. So, let's look at the Sophia and Burna Boy, issue as a case study. As a case study.
Thank you so much. When we said we'll discuss this, I felt a bit heavy. I feel overwhelmed. Because it is just... If anybody told me that in this 2025, that there are some things that you will see in the social media spaces blatantly celebrated, I would say is a lie. I would really say is a lie. It's not like there are some things that, it's not like we're alien to it. Yeah. It's just like talking to a person of our caliber and age and say we do not know what sex it is. We do know. Yeah. But we also do know the context in which we speak of it or how we speak of it. It's just like you want to talk sex education to a group of children. Yeah. There are ways you go about it, even if you name what is named. Imagine bringing a man and a woman, a real man and a woman, to a class of 6-year-olds and say to educate them. You now unclad a man that is 25 and a woman that is 22. And you start to point to them with your stick and with your teaching aid. That this is breast, this is vagina, this is pubic hair, this is... That would be untoward. Yeah. It's not like you cannot educate them using diagrams, but that would be a little stepping into grounds that are unnecessary. But that is what I see being done on social media these days. I know this, I would only like to say I know that prostitution is a thing or sex work. Because now they are telling you you can't call them prostitutes. That is a kind of work. Because in fairness to them, in some countries, it's been legalized. In some countries? Yes, I said in some countries. Yeah. It's truly been legalized. I don't think it is in Nigeria, but it is legalized. So sex work, everybody knows what it is.
But I believe they have associations in Nigeria.
But now that I see a lot of pretty girls on social media and you are wondering that, okay, I just see everybody looking nice, flat eye, flat stomach, great bodies, as if they were born perfect. And you're wondering that, okay, what does this person do? Really? Yeah. All now we know is that, I'm a content creator, I'm a social media influencer. So if they call themselves, because one of the people in this particular Burna story is an influencer, so they say. And I'm wondering, what are they influencing really? Yeah.
Because it's easy for anybody to call themselves influencer. In fact, almost everybody on social media today.
At least, are we going to separate it? Are they content creators and are they influencers? So if you say you are influencing, that means you are influencing for something. Yeah. You're selling something. Of course, I have a lot of friends that sell all sorts of things. I sell on social media. But the blatant way in which people talk about things that are supposed to be private. Yes. Honestly. Yeah. From time immemorial, our parents never stayed in the living room and made out in the presence of us, their children. But that is what I see happening in the social spaces now. And the incredulousness of the narrative was very funny to me because they took a long time to explain. Especially this Burna and Sophie matter. Yeah. It wasn't like, they just gave us a write-up. There was a voice note. Yeah. And it was quite long. Yeah. I didn't listen to everything, but I know the entire gist of what is supposed to be. Yeah. So, are we saying now that it's okay to tell people that I sleep with men for money. Is this something that is a thing now? Maybe in our own generation, we don't understand it.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I doubt if any parent would be happy to see their children say, yes, I sleep with men for money. Everybody might know that is your trade.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anyone want to physically stand by that publicly. But now that is what we see happening.
Yeah.
Because this young lady is beautiful in her own right.
Yep.
And she looks accomplished. Because I said she looks accomplished.
Yeah.
Because I took time to go through her page a lot. She wears a lot of designers. She drives a lot of beautiful cars. She's always having luxury hair. You're always seeing her in beautiful, luxurious places. And before, and this is the same social media that every Tom, Dick, Harry, Kemi, Funke, Amina, Shukura, Ibrahim, Ahmed, Chukwuemeka is on. And we all see the same things. And these are some of the things that influences people, even without you really knowing. If you ask Ogbolo and I, do you think Ogbolo, you don't know how to be on a yacht in Maldives? You won't look nice on a yacht. Oh, I'll totally look nice in Dubai, in Malibu. I want to go to some of these places too.
Yeah.
But how do you get to these places is where the ish is.
Yes.
So when she had the audacity or the courage to be able to say that, Burna had been accosting her for a while, they be friends, they see each other in a particular club, and he's been trying to get in with her, and it hasn't happened. She kept trying to elude it until one day, eventually, they got to those spaces, and it was like, don't worry. Oh, I need this car, Lamborghini, and it's not a cheap car. I don't know much about cars, but I know Ogbolo might be able to explain what a Lambo. But from what I gathered, I hear is a car that might cost as much as 500 million naira. Or is it dollars? I do not know. But now, what she wanted was an exchange for sex for the car.
Yeah.
And when it didn't happen, that is why the noise came out.
Yeah,
that you can say, so if men, and I've heard a lot of memes, a lot of things. So how are we going to be measuring the sex that would qualify somebody for a 500 million naira car? What would she have to do?
She went ahead to buy it for herself. According.
Buy it for herself. I still heard allegedly
that someone
because we have to wear alleged blanket.
No, they wear her now.
Alleged blanket that it was a certain person that is rich. That still bought it.
Yeah.
Because everybody kept saying things like, they see somebody that is close to Wizkid was there when the car was delivered, and all these alleged things. Are we saying it's okay for your child to finish university and sit both our parents down and say, Dad and Mom, I finished school and I'm working and I'm a sex worker? Because they need to now come out and differentiate to me. What is the difference between sex worker, hooker, hookup girl, runs girl, prostitute? Are there variations? Ashawo, akuna, what other names do they call?
Because it's like they just give it their own name.
It can't be like say get grade.
Different,
So should we accept it as a profession
first?
Because
that's what is being celebrated.
It's being celebrated
right now. What it looks like, because again, I'm also worried what that is doing to the average individual, to the average mind, the average Nigerian out there. Because now, finally, because people started taking sides. And that is where I got very concerned. When I saw people taking sides.
Did you not see the comments? Are you not alarmed at... I already have a thing for social media comments, because when I see a comment, sometimes I go to the page of this person. Just to be able to experience that. What will make a young person think this way? And when you get to their pages, there's nothing to see.
And for some, there's actually something to see, which also again bothers me. Why would someone of your caliber think and talk like this? You understand? Because again, when I checked through some comments, when some people were on Sophia's side, saying stuff like, she
Why
won.
Did she promise?
So no, some said she won. When she went to buy stuff, herself. When the car eventually came, and then after that, when the house came, and then of course, she was also flaunting her wristwatch and all of that. Some ladies were like, man, she won. Under those comments, I went to open to see who are. Some people who are professionals in certain fields were actually taking her side. Some other people who are also professional were taking Burna Boy's side, who were men, were also taking Burna Boy's side. And my own was, why are we at this point where we now need to take sides and say, okay, something, because again, for me, it's like promoting prostitution. This entire
100%.
thing, it's like just promoting prostitution. But many people damn the consequences now. Simply because of wealth, simply because we want to have those kind of things to, so rather hail people and celebrate them, but not question the source.
Another thing everybody will say is that this thing has been done for a long time, but nobody put a face to it.
Yeah.
So now they have courage enough to put a face to it. They are not ashamed of what they're doing. Because if it is a thing of shame, I doubt if it's something they can stand. It's just like a drug lord, a Pablo Escobar coming outside to sit down with us and say, I'm a drug peddler.
Yeah.
I sell it. Yeah. I grow it. Yeah. I process it. I manufacture it. It is me.
Yeah.
And I stand by it.
Yeah.
Then you go ahead to show us pictures of drug addicts on the street. I contributed to the loss of these children's life. I ruined all their careers. I'm the one that sold this drug. I mixed fentanyl with this to further destroy these ones. Yeah. Because, is that a thing that we're going to be seeing?
Yeah, because if we are celebrating these ones, that means we can celebrate those.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because if you can blatantly come outside and say, I'm a sex worker, I asked somebody for money and I got it and I bought a car. And when you told me she bought a house, she bought this, what do you think every other average person will look at? They are downplaying the value of hard work.
Yes.
They are downplaying the value of sweating, of growing something.
Yeah.
Of doing legitimate work. I keep telling women in my circle that your body is not a shop. Maybe I belong to an extinct or a slowly going to extinct generation.
Yeah.
But for somebody to blatantly come outside and say, this is what I do for money, then I'm beginning to rethink many things. That, okay, it has lost its sense of shame.
Yeah.
Then let's cuckoo make it a legitimate thing.
We seem to be in a generation now where people will say shame no day again.
Kilonje shame.
As in no more shame anymore. As in it's literally a shameless generation.
No, it's a shameless generation. Don't you hear my truth?
Yes.
This is my truth.
Yeah.
This is how I live it. I'm a sex worker. I sleep with rich men for money. And nobody's going to kill me. They will even say, I don't kill anybody.
Yes. My body,
now
my choice.
Body, they use my body, my choice.
Yeah.
So if this has become a thing, then that means the time for legitimizing it is drawing close. So that you can actually say, just like you can say, I'm a banker.
Yeah.
I'm an oil worker. You can totally say I'm a sex worker. Because before, you will say, oh, when you do these things, there's nothing to show for it. Ogbolo, let's not lie. There's a lot to show for it.
Right now. Yeah.
If you see some of the ways these ladies live, you are working.
Your eye go enter.
There is nobody that doesn't desire ease.
A good life.
And I want to blame some men. I know they will come after me for this, but I know that men are funding the habit of some of these terrible things that we're seeing.
There is no, you see, that's why
because if nobody is, for a woman to ask a man for Lamborghini for sex, you don't know what she has gotten. You go get the audacity where you go get, at least she be the say our ibipelebe latin moleje. That means you start to eat moi, you start from the flat side before you get to the egg side. So that means for you to have the audacity to ask a man for a Lamborghini for sex.
Now levels now.
You go get the levels of where you don't go.
Yeah.
And when I hear some of the alleged things, I hear and where they get this kind, because these monies that they are getting, you can't get it from hardworking men like you.
No.
Have you bought a Lambo for yourself? To be able to say you would afford a Lambo for a girl.
Yeah.
That means
simply because of sex.
Because of sex. That means it is a crop of people that these ladies exist in their circle.
Yep.
That are giving and funding this lifestyle.
Yep.
Let me say men and women. Because these days, is what is good for the geese is good for the gander.
Yep.
Now there are toy boys on the streets that they are using they stay with women to earn money.
Yeah.
They service them sexually and they earn other favors. So why not legitimize it and let's kuku know that it's a kind of work? Because if you keep saying, no, it's going to affect our youth negatively, but are you seeing the rate of crime increase?
Even among the guys who are doing Yahoo and everything, at the end of the day, this is where we are going with the whole gist, because I keep looking at it. The average guy who is doing a 9 to 5, giving his all to it, earning a salary, now feels like, oh man,
what's
the value of this? Now he's probably dating one girl who has a high expectations of him simply because this other one, look at what this one bought for that. Some people have parents who are on demand. You say, is it not your mate that is doing X, Y, Z? Parents are using those things as examples today. My friend's son bought the mother a car. What are you doing with your life? All of these forms of pressure now comes in. That's why the average guy, I know people today who before now would think of working hard to earn money. Now you literally look like a fool
to them.
If you have to work hard.
There are so many things that we grew up on, and it's like, okay, they say work hard. Nobody says work hard now. They say it's smart work.
Smart, yeah.
You sit down on a computer, and people have sold to you that, okay, if you can swindle this person abroad and make some money. And many of them don't think of the implication of what they are doing. Ogolo, the average Yahoo that everybody talks about. One day I talked to a young person. I said, okay, this Yahoo thing, what is the big deal? He says that, Americans and foreigners have come and looted us. Yeah. Took us as slaves. I said, are you a slave now? Yeah. I said, how many of your ancestors did you even meet? Because none of us can allude to the fact that we knew slavery. Even us, and I'm in my 40s heading to my 50s. That means you didn't see slavery. Yeah. That means these people you are swindling, it was their forebears that did it.
Yep.
It wasn't them. Some of them don't even agree to the history they met.
Exactly.
But there are many of them. What could you be taught? Our place of birth is not chosen. We just find ourselves where we find ourselves.
True.
So why would you want to punish someone for something they are not even aware of, or they are not the perpetrators?
It's just an excuse.
It's an excuse for their bad behavior.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, so when you now steal somebody's social security number, this woman is 76, has worked all her life, and you know the Americans, their life is harder than us because many people don't understand that every single amenities they enjoy, they pay for.
Yep.
And they don't have the culture of children taking care of you like here in Africa. Iya Beji can stay with either of you as long as she likes. And you are committed as children to care for your parents. Oh, but it's not like that abroad though. It's not. I met a woman in a store many years ago in America. Oh, she was working with that 2-leg walking stick. I said, ma'am, why are you shopping? Where are your children? Say, I don't know. I haven't seen any of them in years. They abandoned me. I gotta take care of myself. This woman that I'm sure is bent over her back has nobody to care for her. This is that same woman. Somebody somewhere will scam and tell her that do this, give me this, and they will wipe all her life savings. Yeah. And this woman will end up on the streets. Do they know in America if you don't pay your rent, it's not here that you can write letter to your landlord and say, please, I've been a tenant for the past 7 years.
Give me 2 months, please.
Give me 2 months, I will gather myself. You know that's not the way it is in America. Yeah. If you go to work, you can come back and all your load is on the lawn. This is the same people that these boys swindle. How can that be legitimate? Or how can that be morally good? But what can we do when we see them in clubs?
Yeah. Throwing money.
Dorime.
Yeah.
Oh, but I can't lie to you. In all my glory, sometimes I would be like, hey, I make her find these places. At least if they throw away this thing, if I pick 1 or 2. Oh, but have you gone to a market to know how much? Even if 100,000 I pick, I go feel street chop. Yeah. But this is the same people. Many of these our young people are looking at.
Yes.
They go to the club, they will sit down like, how this guy did.
They don't even need to go to the club.
They
on
see
social
media.
alone.
You say, how this guy? I know when we finish school now. I know say no get work for the past 6 years.
Yes.
Where they see the money? But Who doesn't like the things that money buys?
No, many people don't lose conscience. You get. Recently, I wrote it on my status, and I spoke about a friend of mine who, this is a tongue-speaking friend, though. No be saying a person no sir. This is someone that is doing legit, right? She has a legit business, but then I was talking about Yahoo Boys, and I said, we're just literally giving the gist, and she was like, leave them alone, no. I paused. We're driving. I paused and I said, why should I leave them alone? She said, because now then they help her business. Now then because she's a realtor. Now then they help her business. Yeah. So I said, so say I beg, just like you said earlier, these foreigners before have come to steal money from us. And so
Did they steal money from her?
I reversed the gist. I said, let's imagine your mother who is older. Somebody somewhere decided to empty her entire account. Will you be saying this same thing? And then the conversation ended, right? Because you've not personalized certain things.
To them.
But I'm not even heading there. My own at the end of the day is still where our hearts have gotten to at this point. Because look, devil said they do advert. No, devil said they do advert.
To sell her these days.
Devil they do his own advert through these kind of things. So you sit and you watch on social media, you see the girl who has, who is parading her Lambo. You see how she has.
Did you see how people are giving her thumbs up?
See.
And saying, wow, you are so beautiful.
I saw
you deserve all the good things coming to you, girl.
I saw people's mothers say, man, thumbs up, correct girl. Now she don't win. Now she. But now, and I'm like, okay, but you are forming the minds of certain people who are literally just hailing prostitution. At the end of all of these gist, we are hailing prostitution. Yes. Even for Burna Boy himself, we don't talk, say, okay, I will give, let's just come and, after we done, I'll now give you this one. Plus Burna or plus Sophia, we are celebrating prostitution.
Yes, prostitution.
That is where we have gotten to at this point. Now, like you said earlier, for the men who also don't have any other thing to offer to, aside money, because right now it's like before we talk one or two, men don't throw money on top table. So now we they work normal. Now we now have to be throwing money on table just because we want to.
No, you go say they throw your coins. You are not throwing money, Ogbolo. You say you are throwing your coins
because this thing now no be play again. The average guy now is okay, fine, because now they're asking questions here and there. Why are men no longer getting married? Now part of the problem is this.
Which marriage?
Because some other men. Before you or some other guys around who have gotten money from some illegal way, because I don't think if you're making legitimate money you could throw them anyhow.
Do you know one day they showed me the house of somebody I saw on social media? Ogbolo, he had 2 colors of the same brand of cars. Like having a Lambo, 2 colors, one is black, one is yellow. He has all these expensive exotic cars. And when I look at him, I say, what business does this person do? Because there has to be something. Okay, many of them are comparing themselves to musicians. Do you know musician is like doing ritual money?
Yeah,
it's different.
It's different.
Because
it's different.
They have streaming.
Yeah.
They have international streaming.
Yeah.
They have all sorts of portals to make money.
They have ways, yes.
So you can't sit down in your house, you that you're a bank worker, and compare yourself to a Wizkid.
Yep. And a Wizkid over time. Over time, we saw him from yes, now we saw him grow. So it's not like where he is right now, where he can drive a Lambo.
That there are some businesses that are quick money if you blow, like music. If you get like an Ashake, I say Ara. Ogbolo, 7 years ago, where was Ashake?
I mean, come on. He was also struggling.
So there are some that I know that. You just touch it.
It's not even quick money because he has been there. Money.
He has been there working
since
back ends.
He has been PA to Brother Shaggy.
The prominence of his craft, can give him multi-millions of naira.
Yes,
those are the things I consider legit work.
Yeah,
legit work. Maybe you might think it's not big, it's not a lot of hustle, but do you know that crafting a song? It's not easy.
It's not beans now. Staying in the studio and all of that. It's not.
And getting a song that is a hit.
Yeah.
Back to back. And another thing I tell them that they don't know what it is to be an artist. If you have one song that blew and no other one blows, don't you know that it's frustrating?
It's demoralizing. It is. I have a lot of artist friends. It's not easy to have a back. But why you go, man?
I just remember the song. I know how hard that boy has been working.
He has been.
But I'm not sure if he has had another
hit since
big song as big as
it's not as easy to do so.
It's not easy.
It's not. It's not.
But these are even people that we can point to that are doing legit.
So if you end up, if you end up comparing yourself to what it is that you see them driving, the houses you see them living in today, because that is the problem. Recently I told someone something. I say, if you don't earn like these guys, don't spend like them.
Don't spend like.
What is it with people and wanting to live the life of others that they see?
They cannot afford.
But at the end of that is where we are today.
Ogbolo, are you not following social media? Have you not seen that the face of crime has gotten younger?
Yes.
When I was old, when you see thieves paraded, there will be old men.
Yes.
But now, you see when they parade thieves and ritualists.
Yes.
I see someone today. Ogbolo was carrying the severed head of a man. Fresh. As in, it has not dried. It's not a skull. The policeman that was questioning him he said,
what are you doing with
how did you cut his neck like this? Because it was like picking somebody that just did the act now. That's how fresh what he was carrying.
If you check his age now.
Ogbolo, this person I'm looking at, I don't think he's up to 24. They now attach that video to a video of him in a club.
When he was balling.
Ogbolo, if you see the boy, he was throwing money like this, into the crowd. They now showed him. I was looking at the person doing the ritual. And the dorime that I was doing. I said, this is where our youths are going to end.
Exactly.
Because somebody that saw him in that club, I say, my guy.
How far? Show me the way.
Shana like this, you won't make a day.
Yeah.
You know what made me say, oh boy, the thing where they do, the business, not before small pikin. You say, but my guy, I be your guy from Tete now. All these small things where they hand me, easy now. You say, if you do,
Well, I can bet you one thing. Since this Sophia matter came, I can assure you.
Do you know how many girls are looking for?
Do you know how many girls would have sent her DMs?
How can you
to say, show me the way? How far? How far now? How far? Show us the way now.
I'm fine now.
We're gonna show them as in DM. Show us the way. How far?
How you take do them? I won't make her learn. Oh well, we talk ritual killings. Have you not seen the spate of nakedness on social media?
That one there for me, it's a conversation for another day.
It's another one.
Yeah, because right now on this one,
the decadence. Because it's a general. We're talking about the influence of affluence that is in the wrong places.
Well, Lolo, what role does society play in all of
what
this?
Role does society play?
No, wait now. Because again, in a land where work no day, in a land where people are literally hungry. There are some ladies who have been also forced to get into prostitution just to take care of their aged parents. Yeah. There are some people who have been forced to get into some illicit acts just because. And I'm not going to, it's not like, again, we are judging people like this. No. You understand? Again, we cannot buttress on greed, and where some things have also led people to do some things. Poverty, yes.
Look at the way our politicians blatantly squander the nation's resources.
That comes into play too.
It's a big, and let me tell you, these monies that some of these people these girls that are doing this, they are a small crop.
Yeah.
They are not representing the whole of the girl
and
womanhood.
Exactly.
These people we're seeing, they're just a tiny little focus group. But because their lifestyle is loud. But you see those people we talked about, they are part of the people that are fueling this lifestyle.
Yes.
Because in some of these focus groups can't get it from everywhere. They can't get it from your group of men that are earning salaries. It's still a very rich echelon.
Yes.
And for them to live that kind of wayward spending life, he has to breathe through money that they themselves cannot totally account for.
Yeah.
A person that your whole constituents do not have good roads, do not have drinking water, portable drinking water, but you are bankrolling the life of 5 side chicks. That each of their expense is 7 boreholes in 20 communities.
True.
Don't they have a conscience?
True.
I know people, if I spiritualize it, I'll say there is a spirit that destroys, that accomplishes these things. The voices of the children that didn't go to school in your community, that a girl is flying business class 5 times in 2 months, that can pay the school fees of 100 children in your constituency. you don't think that you are destroying the fabric of the society that we see tearing. Ogbolo, now this thing puts scissors to it from ground. And whether people say this is what we are seeing now, Ogbolo, is years of tear. This thing, you know, when a cloth is tearing from the bottom, you might not really notice it at first. But when the longer it stays, the more easy it is to tear. And most of the clothes that tear that you can't wear again, they tear not on the join hem. If this dress try tear now you can sew it back. But imagine it tear here. That is what is happening to our society. Our forefathers, the generation before us have a lot to be blamed for. The lack of education for girls, the orientation that breed the past orientation that breed the present brood of politicians. It was as if the funnel was handed to them. And now I'm seeing a pattern. They are handing the same funnel to their children.
True. Yeah. It continues.
And they are making sure that those that can take it are impoverished. They don't have fighting power. Because political will means money. It's not just, I want to, it's not a Martin Luther King moment. I have a dream. Having your dream, you are going to sleep on that same bed.
You go fund that dream now. You go fund the dream.
If you cannot fund your dream, my Ogbolo, just become a poet.
Motivational speaker.
A motivational speaker only. Because this generation, you see that the generation we are breeding, you know, they would do worse. Maybe it was old men that were doing ritual money in their time. Now it is children
under 20s
that are doing what men used to do in their 60s.
Prostitution. Under 15
now.
It's crazy.
I saw a thing on social media today.
I saw one.
I was afraid. They said this girl brought a pistol to school. I wish that there was a way we can even mix some of these videos for them to see that we're not lying. See, I was showing you the face of this young girl. How old do you think this child is?
This girl is not up to 20 years.
She can never be more than 16.
And where did she get the gun from?
She said from a man friend. How can a child like this say she has a man friend? That means this man is part of the people destroying the life of this girl. He's probably sleeping with her, giving her little money to make her feel like she has arrived. Ogbolo, the children are the ones parenting their parents now.
Of course, we've said
so
it before.
So this child at home will not have any, maybe her mother is selling plantain. She probably does not come home. They will see each other occasionally. When she comes back from school, she's all by herself because her mother is in the market. So this man friend go their house.
Now they know that
she will go there, he will buy rice for her.
He's the one taking care of her and of course playing daddy role. If you check some of these people now, their papa is not, father is probably not. But look at the
teacher that is trying to put her on the straight and narrow.
She went to
get a gun because the teacher cut off her colored hair. Imagine you coming to secondary school.
Have you seen
with tinted hair?
Have you seen secondary school students now who are carrying iPhones?
Hey, this iPhone I've been using it for. This is the 14.
Who are carrying iPhones? So secondary. I'm not saying people who are from homes where, of course,
they can afford it.
They can afford it. Your parents can.
Where are they getting it from?
Where are they getting it from?
Betting. Do you know the menace?
I've seen young boys who are driving heavy cars. Where are they getting it from? Then there's a crowd of people on the other side who are literally hailing them and wishing their lives. I've seen older men envying small boys.
Yes. Ogbolo, don't you like fine car? Don't you?
So at the end of the day, these are the things that a story like the Sophia and the Bonner, where it leads to. We are celebrating this whole thing. We are celebrating people who, one way or the other, are splashing money, are splashing things all over social media.
If I tell some people that I'm begging some of our celebs, if it is possible to tone down the show of wealth online.
Because then again,
some of them don't know the hard work.
Let's even come to celebrities. It's not every celebrity that, again, notice that has also been mentioned even inside Nollywood. For example, you have some of the female actors who you can almost on one hand count a number of movies that they've done, but then their lifestyle does not really. So it also every of your role model up there is just like their own hands have no clean.
Because I'll ask someone, I'm a movie producer, I know many people say, Lolo, just they talk. They'll say, I work hard, they do that. Sometimes I'll sit down, I'll ask myself, I know how many times I've cried this year that, Lord, is it for lack of hard work? Why don't I have a fan base that if I drop my YouTube film, they will gather it? All my resources is in the film I shot last year.
Yep.
I was giving dates in cinema, but by the time I asked for a lot of people I respect in the industry, my mentors, the Funke Akindeles, and they advised me, say, Lolo, if you follow this path, this is what will likely happen.
Yeah.
And I obeyed and listened to them because I know they advised me from a place of love. But why couldn't I be able to do it? Is it because my film wasn't good? I do not have the resources to market.
Yeah.
That is a me. And they'll say a whole lot.
Yes.
When people say that a whole lot, my heart to do like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes a whole lot
It's a trap.
paid 4 of our children's school fees. I'm hanging by the thread like this because I live off what I earn.
And some of these people that other people celebrate, some of these, if you check the industry, for example, or social space, or whether Nollywood or whatever, some of the people that you celebrate, maybe some ladies who are probably doing beautiful content on social media, and let's say among the top 5 of the ladies, these are people who are heavily funded by men. A lot of them started this whole thing from runs
long time ago
before it became content creation. As a guy, for example, you want to start something, some of them will tell you this. Some people who are doing so well with content creation today were ex-Yahoo boys who had some monies that they also started. So again, allegedly, everything you are seeing on the social space, it's not just hard work. That some is hard. So for so many of them, it is hard work. Basically, a lot of hard work. You understand?
And now let nobody think it's only woman. It's hard work on both sides. Both men and women.
On both sides.
My own is we cannot.
And the kind of hard work we're talking is not the legal hard work. It's because you no get work way easy actually. To be honest,
I can't lie to you. There's even we that work legitimately.
Yeah.
Do you know many times I'll ask myself that, Lord, is it that legitimate work don't pay? I know how hard I've been working all my life, and yet I cannot tell you that I can afford to buy a Lamborghini. Ogbolo, I can't afford to buy a Lamborghini.
But is that the benchmark for a person saying?
It's not the benchmark for hard work.
Yeah.
But that seems to be the. I mean, when you see your age mate or children that are younger than you shaking their backsides on a yacht in Malibu.
What's this man's name? Akpoti, or what's his name? This elderly man. He said something recently. Which none of us who are living this earth with anything. You get this over dying, we're dying for everything like this. Nobody they use 10 kobo come up for this earth, Just do your best possible. I mean, as we round up, literally for every young person who is watching, because when I saw the entire Sophia and Bona issue, for me, it just raised the question, what the young people who are watching this at this moment, what is it doing to their minds? It's literally making hard work look like, man, you're wasting your time. So for every young person who is watching, please, hard work pays. And over the course of time, what it also teaches you and the wisdom it gives to you is what can help you also sustain wealth.
Yeah.
You get, because what we are seeing on social media today, don't be tempted, to envy people who show you wealth without showing you its source. The source is very important, all right? Because today we have young people who are throwing monies here, young ladies who are beautiful. It's not just
throwing money.
Yeah.
As we have the ones that are showing you wealth, we have the ones that are dying for those things.
Yes.
On a daily basis.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't begin to tell you how many women have died on the bed of BBL.
Yeah.
How many people have died in the hands of ritualists, in the hands of boyfriends, in the hands of man friends, in the hands of husbands, in the hands of friends. There are so many. I know how many Yahoo boys have sacrificed. There are, I don't know. I know there must be a lot of Yahoo boys that have probably sacrificed people on the altar of whatever they are doing.
Yeah.
Don't become either of them. Don't be the indices of their rituals. And don't form the indices of those that use people for rituals.
Yeah.
And I want to sometimes beg our celebs, we need to downplay some things.
Yes.
Especially those that are really working hard.
Yeah.
We should amplify the hard work. We should amplify the process.
Yes.
Not just the end result.
Yes. That's why I like it when Funke shows.
Oh, I almost mentioned
when
the
Funke
queen
will show you how much she
and
does to get stuff
done.
We
have worked with Funke on the set of Jennifer's Diary.
Yeah.
Do you know that when we are eating, we eat under the same canopy?
Yeah.
The same food. she is hands-on. No be say she dey sit down wealthy dey just waka come meet her.
Yeah.
She dey sweat, to scripting. I know how hard she works. And so when I want to look at somebody, I'll look at her. Because I've been privileged to work closer with her.
If she can do it through hard work.
If she can do it hard work, I'll tell myself that, Lolo,
you too can.
Stay your focus.
Yeah.
Stay your lane.
Yeah.
One day, your hard work will pay.
There are people who have sold their bodies and have still not been
not
able
made
to
anything
get the
out
wealth.
of their lives.
Yes.
Many.
So while you are comparing, I made that point so while you are comparing, use that one as a yardstick.
Yes,
and use her.
Guide yourself.
That there are still people who have sold their body. They've still not been able to, yes, as much as she has made. It just shows you that hard work still pays.
It is the only way.
It still pays.
That's the only thing that can make sure that your money lasts. Oh, Yoruba man sọ pé ohun tá bá ṣiṣẹ́ fún ló ń pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni apálára ìgúnpá níye kan. There's so many of these Yoruba things I'm remembering these days. Is one of our proverbs that say that it is only what you work hard for that lasts in your hand.
Yep.
If you don't plant anything, Ogbolo, can you go to farm and expect food?
That is the problem. People want to go and harvest what they did not sow.
Sow. Imagine if a farmer tells you that, sorry, I want to become a Yahoo boy, and nobody is planting. What are we going to eat? Everybody will die eventually.
Yeah.
Everybody will die of lack of food.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we hope that one way or the other we've been able to share our own perspectives with you, and you've been able to learn one or two things, from this. If you have any additions, you have any questions or whatever, I would like to read in the comment section. Let's just all know where this particular conversation hits you. You may have seen one or two things on the social space concerning our examples of persons who have been splashing money here and there, and acquisitions. And one way you have questions and share with us, we'll be more than glad to also relate with you on that level.
And me, I want you to be careful. Please, I'm begging every young person, every person. There are so many people who are committed. They have made it their life goal to follow the wrong way to make wealth. Don't become fodder for their fire. Don't let the lure of what they offer you. Remember that girl that was in a hotel that only God saved her? If she had not screamed and shouted, maybe she would have become one of those people that the ritualists would have finished up. She was helped, but you might not be helped. So please, don't walk around people that are questionable. It go be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, please don't let long throats go put you for big trouble. My name is Ogbolo, and her name is, of course, Lolo, one of every. And this is Say My Peace. God bless you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.